The old man looked at the prison gate, then he saw the name on the file. David. His own son was the one who ruined his life. The wind was dry that evening. Dust moved slowly across the small village road. Children played with old tires. Women cooked outside. Life was simple. Hard, but simple. David was born in that village. His house was small. The roof leaked when it rained. Sometimes they slept without food. His mother sold vegetables. His father worked any job he could find. Carrying loads. Fixing things. Farming small land. David watched everything. He saw his mother cry at night when she thought nobody was looking. He saw his father sit quietly, staring at nothing. One day, David said, "Papa, I will make you proud. I will change everything." His father smiled, but it was a tired smile. "Just don't forget who you are," he said. David was different from other boys. While others played, he studied. While others slept, he read. He used old books. Torn pages. Borrowed pens. Sometimes he wrote on sand when he had no paper. People started to notice. "That boy, he will go far," they said. Years passed. David finished secondary school with top results. The whole village gathered when the letter came. He got admission into the university. That night, his mother danced. His father did not speak much. He just held David's shoulder. "Remember," his father said again, "don't forget who you are." The city was loud. Cars everywhere. Bright lights. Music. Noise. It was nothing like the village. David felt small at first. But he also felt excited. "This is my chance," he told himself. At first, he stayed focused. He went to classes. Sat in front. Took notes. Then, he met them. 3 boys. They dressed well. Always laughing. Always spending money. They called him Village Boy at first, but in a joking way. "Relax," one of them said. "Life is not only books." David laughed. He wanted to fit in. They took him out at night. "Just once," they said. That once became many nights. Music. Parties. Alcohol. David told himself, "I can handle it." But slowly, things changed. He started missing classes. Assignments were not done. He lied to his parents on the phone. "Yes, everything is fine," he said. But it was not fine. One night, things went too far. They told him, "Easy money. Just follow us." David hesitated. "What kind of money?" "Don't worry," they said. "Just small work." He followed. That night, they stole. David stood there, shaking. "Take it," one of them whispered. David took it. His hands were not clean anymore. After that, it became easier. More stealing. More lies. More darkness. David changed. The boy who wrote on sand was gone. Now he dressed like them. Talked like them. Lived like them. But inside, something was breaking. One morning, security came. They knocked hard on the hostel door. "Open up." David froze. His friends ran. But David was too slow. They caught him. The school did not waste time. There was evidence. Witnesses. Reports. David was expelled. Just like that. Years of struggle, gone. He did not go home immediately. He was ashamed. "How will I face them?" he thought. He stayed in the city. With the same bad friends. But now, things were worse. No school. No future. Only crime. Months passed. One day, during a robbery, everything went wrong. There was shouting, running, panic. Then, the loud sound. A gunshot. David fell. But he was not dead. Police arrived. This time, there was no escape. Court day came. David stood there, weak and scared. Then he saw someone in the crowd. His father. The old man looked smaller now. Older. Broken. Their eyes met. David wanted to speak, but no words came. Years passed in prison. David changed again. But this time, it was pain that changed him. He remembered his mother's tears. His father's voice. Don't forget who you are. He cried many nights. One day, a prison officer came. You have a visitor. David's heart jumped. Who? The officer looked at him strangely. An old man. David walked slowly to the visiting area. But when he got there, he stopped. The chair was empty. Where is he? David asked. The officer handed him a file. David opened it. Inside was a report. His father had died that morning. He came to see him one last time. But he didn't wait long enough. David dropped the file. His legs could not hold him. No, 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 he whispered. Days in prison felt the same. Wake up. Count walls. Eat. Sleep. Repeat. But now something had changed. He was no longer angry. He was just empty. One morning, the prison officer called him. David. Office duty. It was a small job. Sorting old case files. Cleaning records. Moving papers. David didn't care. He just nodded. He walked into the office with slow steps. The room was quiet. Only papers and dust. He sat down and started sorting. 1 file, 2 files, 10 files. Then he stopped. His hand froze. A thick old file. Torn edges. Red stamp faded. He opened it slowly. His eyes scanned the page. Robbery case. Years ago. He was about to close it when something caught his eye. The victim's name. He looked again. His breathing changed. He read it out loud, slowly. Mr. Daniel Okoye. David blinked. That was his father's name. For a moment, he thought it was a mistake. He flipped the page. Date of incident. Same month he entered university. Same week he met those boys. His chest tightened. No, he whispered. No, no. He kept reading. Police report, unknown attackers broke into a poor home at night. Property stolen. Owner injured badly. David's hands started shaking. He dropped the file, then picked it up again like it was burning him. His mind flashed. That night. The easy money. The house in the dark. The fear. The running. He remembered everything now. But back then, he never saw the face of the victim. He was just following. Just obeying. Just trying to fit in. His father had been inside that house. Alone. Fighting strangers, while his own son stood outside, part of it. David stood up so fast the chair fell. A loud sound echoed in the office. Other prisoners looked in. But David didn't care. He walked to the wall and hit it with his fist. Once. Twice. Again. And no, he shouted. No, no, no. Guards rushed in and held him down. But he wasn't fighting them. He was fighting himself. Later that night, they returned him to his cell. He didn't eat. He didn't speak. He just sat in the corner, staring at nothing. For the first time, prison felt too small for his guilt. Days passed. Then weeks. David changed again. But this time, not into a criminal. Not into a student. Not into anything he had ever been. He became quiet. He started helping others in prison. Fixing small fights. Teaching those who couldn't read. Sharing food when he could. People noticed. The boy has changed, they said. But David knew something else. He wasn't trying to become good. He was just trying to survive his own mind. One afternoon, an old prison pastor visited. He sat near David's cell. "You carry something heavy," the man said. David didn't look at him. After a long silence, David spoke. "I killed my father, without knowing." The pastor didn't answer quickly. He just said, "Then you are still alive for a reason." David laughed bitterly. "What reason?" The pastor stood up slowly. "To make sure his story doesn't end in pain." Years passed again. David served his sentence. He never forgot. Never forgave himself fully. But he changed how he lived inside prison. He started writing. Letters. Stories. Warnings. About friends. Choices. Pressure. Weakness. About how fast a good life can fall apart. Then came the day of release. The gate opened. The same prison gate from the beginning. But this time, David didn't feel freedom. He felt fear. Because outside, there was nothing waiting for him. No father. No mother. No home that felt like home anymore. He walked back to the village anyway. It was smaller than he remembered. Everything was slower. Older. Broken. He stopped at his old house. It was still there. Same roof. Same walls. But silence lived inside it now. He entered slowly. Dust everywhere. He touched the wall where his father used to sit. Then he saw something. A small wooden box under the bed. He opened it. Inside were letters. Many letters. All addressed to him. From his father. Unsent. David's hands shook as he opened the first one. "My son, I am proud of you. Even if I don't say it often." Second letter. "If you ever lose your way, remember I believe in you." Third letter. "I am saving money for your graduation day. I will be there." David dropped the letters. He fell to the ground. And for the first time in years, he cried like a child again. At the bottom of the box was one final note. Short. Written in shaky handwriting. It said, "If you are reading this, I have already gone to the city to find you. I heard you were with the wrong friends. I am coming to bring you home." David froze. He looked at the date. It was written, the same day the robbery happened. His father hadn't been a victim waiting at home. His father had come to the city looking for him. That night, he hadn't just lost his father. He had been trying to save him. David sat in the empty house. No sound. No people. Only truth. Heavy and permanent. Moral lesson. The worst damage is not always done by enemies. Sometimes it is done when we stop listening to the people who love us. And some mistakes don't just change your life. They change your whole story forever.